Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we have another episode of my Premier League Game Week predictions, and this of course is Game Week 13 now, so we're well and truly into the Christmas period now, because this Game Week is actually some midweek fixtures for us to predict. So before I do get into these predictions, I just want to quickly thank you guys ever so much for 800 subscribers, which we did hit last night, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, as I said, I want to thank you guys for that, and yeah, if you could subscribe to the channel if you are new, that would be very much appreciated, because we are looking now to hit 900 subscribers as soon as we possibly can. So yeah, it costs you absolutely nothing and makes my day. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into predicting the Game Week 13 Premier League fixtures for this week. Starting off with Wolves versus Chelsea, the 6 PM kickoff on Tuesday, which is of course today. Chelsea suffered defeat last time out against Everton at the weekend. I thought they looked very, very poor. I'm a Chelsea fan, for those of you who don't know. But on the other hand, Wolves also did suffer defeat at home to Aston Villa on Saturday as well. So yeah, defeats for both sides of the weekend. Wolves really look like they're struggling without Raul Jimenez. I think that, you know, his contribution to goals that he does bring to the team is obviously lacking, and that is probably why they've been so poor since he got that head injury against Arsenal. Chelsea, on the other hand, lacking a lot of conviction in my opinion, without, you know, obviously the wingers Ziyech, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, who are all injured. Pulisic is fit to play in this match, but I doubt he will start, so it probably will be Havertz and Werner on the wings again, which I think is a bad thing, because I don't think Kai Havertz or Timo Werner has played particularly well on the wing so far this season, so obviously that could play a part on Chelsea this week. I think this will be a relatively low scoring game, and that is why I've just about gone for Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. I think that Chelsea will just about bounce back from that defeat against Everton on Saturday night. I think it will be absolutely marginal. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if it was a draw or if Wolves did win the match, but I just think we'll have that little bit of edging quality on Wolves, and that's why I've gone for a 1-0 win for Chelsea. Now on to the next game, Manchester City versus West Brom at the Etihad. Now Manchester City did of course play an absolutely incredibly boring and just dull game in the Manchester derby on Saturday evening, a 0-0 draw with United. West Brom, in my opinion, on the other hand, are already down in my opinion. I mean, I know there's a lot of the season left to play, but they've shown absolutely no signs of, you know, survival instincts whatsoever. I mean, they lost to Newcastle at the weekend, fresh after losing 5-1 at Crystal Palace as well at the Hawthorns the week before. And yeah, they're just leaking goals and not managing to put them in their own end, and they're still of course missing Mateus Pereira because of that red card against Crystal Palace, and that is why I think that this will be a comfortable Manchester City win, as most people would predict, and that is why I've gone for Man City 4, West Brom 1. And yeah, to be honest, I'd be absolutely astonished if Manchester City did not win this match, but yeah, who knows, it's the Premier League of course. Next game now, we have Arsenal versus Southampton. Now there was originally supposed to be 2,000 fans at this match, but the fact that London has now gone into tier 3 lockdown obviously means that there can't be fans in any London grounds anymore, which is desperately disappointing. But overall, Arsenal having an absolute nightmare. I mean, they're down in 15th in the Premier League, especially after that 1-0 defeat at home to Burnley on Sunday, which was just absolutely incredible. Southampton, on the other hand, absolutely flying this season. I mean, they're up to 3rd in the Premier League table, 2 points off the top of Spurs and Liverpool, which is just absolutely incredible. We all know how much of a good job Hasenhüttl has done there. Arsenal missing Granit Xhaka and Hector Bellerin through suspension, which I actually think could kind of benefit them in some way, like all jokes aside, because I think Maitland-Niles and Ceballos will both come in for them, two decent players who I think do deserve more of a chance in this Arsenal team, especially with how bad they've been recently. But to be honest, I just think Arsenal, they just can't keep going like this. They can't keep going in this downward trajectory in terms of results, and that is why I've just about gone for them to get a point against Southampton at home, and I've gone for Arsenal 1, Southampton 1. I would not be surprised if Southampton won this game, but purely because of how badly Arsenal are doing, I think they definitely need a positive result, and I think they will get it just about on Wednesday night. Next game now, Leeds United versus Newcastle. Now if you are a fan of the channel, you'll know I'm a massive fan of this Leeds side, and Marcelo Bielsa as well. They haven't really been doing quite well in the last like 6 or 7 games. I mean, the only win I can actually remember from the last 6 or 7 games was against Everton at Goodison Park, so they really do need to start picking up things again. Newcastle are just one of those sturdy teams in the Premier League that, you know, they'll win some, they'll lose some, and they are missing a few players this week as well, like San Maximin, who's still missing as well through injury. I think Leeds will win this one relatively comfortably. I think it will be Leeds 3, Newcastle 1, purely because I think that Newcastle will play right into Leeds' hands, just sitting back and letting Leeds have more space on the ball to obviously build up and transition from defence to attack. Next game now on Wednesday night, we have Leicester City versus Everton. Now Leicester look absolutely on fire. They absolutely smashed Brighton at the weekend by 3-0. Everton, on the other hand, of course, did beat Chelsea, my club, by 1-0 at the weekend as well. Leicester are indeed missing Johnny Evans through suspension, so obviously he'll be missing that game, but Wilfred Ndidi is back, which is a very positive news, because if you do know me personally, I'm a big fan of Wilfred Ndidi. And although Everton did beat Chelsea at the weekend, I didn't think they looked particularly world class. I think it was just really a poor performance from Chelsea. I mean, I'm going to give Everton the credit they deserve, because obviously they did deserve to win the game in the end. It is a bit of a 50-50, and it is a bit of a mystery as of yet whether James Rodriguez will actually feature in this match, because I think he's very important to this, how this Everton team do play, even though he has been quite off the boil in recent weeks. And yeah, as I said, I still don't think Everton look 100% convincing. Obviously they had a massive great start to the season where they were top of the table in October, but since then they've kind of dropped off, and even though they've had some decent results here and there, like the win against Chelsea, I think Leicester will obviously continue their winning ways, and I think they will win 2-1, so obviously yeah, I've gone for Leicester City 2, Everton 1 in this one. Now on to West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Now West Ham, I don't think we give them enough credit, if I'm honest. honest, and especially David Moyes. I think West Ham at this moment in time are 6th in the Premier League, which is just absolutely astonishing considering the fact, as I keep saying every week, we thought they'd be in the relegation battle at this point in the season. On the other hand, Crystal Palace picked up a very good point against title-chasing Tottenham at the weekend, and obviously Wilfried Zaha has been back for a number of weeks now, hence why Palace are actually picking up some points recently. I think Wilfried Zaha makes Palace look 100 times better, and without Zaha, they're just really, really poor, if I'm honest. I think it'll be a game of very few goals because I don't think either side, plan to play very good football, very expansive football every now and then, and that is why I think that West Ham will just about nick this one, just about. I wouldn't be surprised if Palace did pick up a draw, but in the end I've gone for West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 0. Now, on to the big one of the weekend, the title showdown at Anfield between Liverpool and Tottenham. So this should be really, really interesting, if I'm honest. I think this game is going to be incredibly close. I think it'll be absolutely a very much interesting game in terms of a tactical standpoint, how both teams set up for this match. We all know at this stage how Jose Mourinho does operate in these type of games particularly. He will not go for it whatsoever. He'll sit back and hope that Spurs can catch Liverpool on the break. And yes, just whether or not Liverpool can actually, prevent Spurs from getting on the counter-attack with the likes of Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. So I do think this will be a very, very close game. However, I do think Mourinho just about has the edge on this one simply because of the fact that Liverpool do have a few injuries, and I can definitely see Spurs pulling off a bit of a smash and grab win here at Anfield, but overall I think Liverpool have too much attacking talent to not score, and that is why I've gone for a draw on this one. I'm sitting on the fence and I've gone for Liverpool 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1, but yeah, as I said, it would not surprise me whatsoever if Spurs did come away with a 1-0 win at Anfield. Now on to the next game now, Fulham versus Brighton, and the first proper relegation battle we've had in quite some time now, because Fulham I think are only a few points off Brighton in the relegation battle, and I think if Fulham do win, they could very much close the gap on Brighton, who as I said are a few points in front of them. Fulham looking really, really good at the moment, and of course if you are an avid subscriber of this channel you will know how much I just rant and rave about this Fulham side. I think they're very, very good. They play some very good football. They do have a dogged atmosphere as well, so I think that Fulham are a very good side, and I do think that they will stay up this season. Brighton not looking as good right now. I mean, they got smashed by Leicester at the weekend, as I said, by 3-0. They just look really, really poor, if I'm honest, and to be honest I think they really will have to go for this one, because if they're going to get a point at least from this Fulham side, they're going to have to be on top of their game, because as I said, Fulham are doing very well, and simply because of the fact that Fulham are doing so well at the moment, and because of the fact, added on to that, the fact that Brighton need to, at least get a point to actually, start picking up momentum again, I've gone for a draw in this one once again. I think there'll be a few draws during the week this one, and I've gone for Fulham 2, Brighton Hove Albion 2. Next game now, we have Aston Villa versus Burnley at Villa Park, both sides picking up 1-0 away wins at the weekend. Aston Villa of course getting a massive win from the Molineux Stadium at Wolves, and Burnley pulling off a very, very spectacular result at the Emirates against Arsenal. Aston Villa though are missing a few decent players like Douglas Costa, Matty Cash. They're still missing Ross Barkley of course as well, so that's 3 very key starters for them that they are missing for this one, which could in fact play an impact. And Burnley do look like they're actually back on track, so I do think that Burnley will actually put a very big test up for this Aston Villa side, and I do think that it will be a draw, another draw in this video once again. I have gone for Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1, but I think that if there is going to be an Aston Villa winner, I think it will be Jack Grealish stepping up to the plate once again. I think Grealish could make a massive difference on this game, and I think that if he turns up, Villa could potentially win this, but yeah, at the moment I've gone for a draw, a 1-1 draw. And the final game of the weekend, Sheffield United versus Manchester United. Now Sheffield United, I say every single week, I mean they've only picked up 1 point in their first 12 games. They're having an absolute nightmare of a season with Chris Wilder, and in my opinion, and of course most people's opinions as well now, I think they're already relegated from the Premier League, and they'll need an absolute miracle to stay up at this stage. Manchester United, to be fair to them, they're actually, they're on better form than their performances suggest, because they are a team in the last even few months, and probably the last year I could say as well, they've been picking up results where they haven't really deserved it. They've been poor performances, but they have been grinding out points in fairness to them. I mean, it's absolutely no doubt they have more quality than this Sheffield United team on paper, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Sheffield United could pick up 3 points here, and emphasis on could, because this is an absolute hot take, right? But I'm going to put my neck on the line here. I'm going to go for Sheffield United 1, Manchester United 0. Now, obviously that is a huge take, and I will 99.9% sure to be wrong in this one, but yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Sheffield United win. I mean, let's be honest, Sheffield United probably will not win this match, and I'm probably just doing it because if it comes off, I look like an absolute genius. My real prediction is Manchester United to win 3-1, but I'm going to stick firm with my 1-0 Sheffield United win and see what happens with that one. And yeah, on that note, we are going to leave this video here, so if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like on the video. 15 likes as per usual would be massively appreciated by myself. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are looking to hit 900 subscribers now as soon as we possibly can, and also thank you guys so much for 800 subscribers once again. I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.